Hello guys, Herring Games here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to read what I believe is the best creepypasta in existence. It's called Homocidal Louis. Now, I'm not sure if it's pronounced Lou or Louis, but I'm gonna say Louis. So, it's quite long, and it is the best creepypasta. It was in Spanish originally, being translated. So let's read it. Okay. Louis Woods, Homicidal Louis, is the older brother of Jeffrey Woods, Jeff the Killer. Is extremely dangerous, unless of course you are not within the profile of the people who usually kill, mostly criminals. It all started in one night. The night that Jeff Woods was murderer completely freaked her parents and her beloved brother Louis Woods when Jeff stopped being the boy who was and became a soulless monster with the pure desire to kill. But really, Louis brother I'm sorry. But really Louis brother had died after receiving multiple cuts and stab wounds? No. Survived the attack of my brother, barely crawling as a vile worm, bleeding to death every inch that ran. My lungs felt like exploding as I drowned in my own blood, as broke my heart for the effort, but I kept with the strength of my desperation to live, anger at Jeff. Then everything went black for me. I fainted. Take long for him to wake up. Was in a room quite bright, full of tubes and medicines. Just felt my body could not talk, could not eat. I fed through a tube, breathing through a ventilator. I could hardly tell who was I. I just heard a doctor talking to the nurse saying, "This patient does not know if survive. Need many transplants. His left lung collapsed. Your heart is very delicate and kidneys are failing. It is almost impossible to survive." Those words took away all hope of surviving what had happened. Then came the day that when I would transplant she needed, and as he could not yet talk and was quite sedated, I could not express my joy at the moment, so save it for when I recovered. The nurse said, "Hi, I'm Susan. I wish you the best of luck. You are very strong, barely survived that assassination attempt. I personally wanted to take care of you because I admire your strength. I would like that when you leave the hospital out sometime." Kissed my cheek and blushed. She cannot defy. It was a very beautiful girl, but did not know if it would live. It's time where you decide whether to live or die. The doctor told me that as he was a strong young man and had survived so long, was likely to survive. I put the mask and slept. But why even felt what I did? At that moment, I felt like a cold blade pierced my heart aside. The first cut was the most painful, then opened my skin. The pain was more intense with each passing second. Each cut was more painful than the above. But most painful was when they started cutting my heart out of my body. What? That's ridiculous. That moment was just the beginning of my torture. Hours of excruciating pain, every cut, every part of me that replaced them, each suture, all pain through my body destroyed with what little sanity I had left, until it shattered. Wouldn't they give him, like, sedatives or something? You know, maybe. But anyway, they spent days in that bed, unable to move, unable to speak, just listening to the voice of that nurse. Susan was with me, day and night, talking to me, telling me to resist. He wanted me alive, really wanted to meet and hoped, talk to me and hear my voice. Step 1 week and she came more often, come and sing to me. I read them, but one day before you can move, my body said, I want you to wake up. Kiss me, finish that sentence. I started to feel my body manages to open my eyes and saw her, cried with joy to see me awake. I said, "Hi Susan, I am Louis Woods." She was shocked. "Seriously? You, Jeff Woods' brother?" Doesn't she already know that? He was here a while. I am very ill. I learnt that he went crazy and killed his family. How is it that Louis survived? I also learned that 3 days ago a young kidnapped and burnt alive with gasoline bleach, then escaped from there, was not seen again, but in his house. Well, what's left of it? Not found. The most two bodies say that she survived, but the body of the brother of Jeff did not know what happened to it. Some said it took him, but in the room where slept his brother, that is, where you slept, found written in blood on the wall, "Go to sleep." And written in the bathroom, "Smiles in the mirror." I'm really the death of your parents. Really, as you might not want to return to that place. You want to stay at sleep in my house for a while? Well, when you get out of recovery, I live alone since my parents died in a car accident, so spare me a room. Accept the offer of Susan, I said. When I leave here, I want to take you to dinner wherever you want. I need that one day to accompany me to my old home to pick up my clothes, though I do not follow you there, except with a little fear. The following day she visited me every day, laughed together. We were very close, almost looked like we were a couple, so I told him to be my girlfriend, she said. If, Lou, I want to be your girlfriend, I was going to ask but did not know how. He approached me and we kissed. He's so stupid. This is a creepypasta, not a romance novel. I was so happy. Things were fixing to me. Was a person who would be my new family. I left the hospital. Tell us when you change POVs, at least. I left the hospital. It was my first day out there. Susan greeted me with open arms. As it was day, I told him that we were for my clothes to my old home. She said, "Yes, but you have to bring something to protect us if your brother is lying around," I said. "Okay, a couple of butcher knives, a syringe, some painkillers, and also a little emergency kit in case we need suturing, you or me. If that one glass can cause a wound that needs stitches, a gallon of water, and 2 glasses in case we get thirsty." We went to his house and collected everything you need, plus a bag to carry my stuff. Back in my old home, subject to force my arm, I said. "Fear not, all will be well," kissed her to calm down. I opened the door with a kick. Was closed. We walked in and saw that the walls of my house were filled with blood. The blood of my parents are in the kitchen, a gallon of gasoline, an empty bottle of bleach and some matches. Continued touring the house when we saw the bathroom, which was with the door open, and saw the mirror with the phrase "Smile" written in blood on the mirror, the sink and the floor covered in blood. Next, was the fourth of my parents. Fourth? And found bloody sheets. My whole house was just full of blood. At the end, we entered the place more disruptive of the house, my room. The phrase "Go to sleep" was written with my blood on the wall, as Susan said. I looked in my closet, my belongings, my laptop, my MP3, my phone and my clothes. Only what was not full of blood. When you turned to see my room, I remember seeing Jeff's disturbing face with those eyes full of madness, holding a bloody knife in his hand, saying, "Shh, just go to sleep." That memory was what ended up breaking what little sanity I have left. I told Susan to give me the bag where we had things, went to the bathroom, take the knife and said, "Jeff, I'll see you in hell when we die." After the sentence, spoke to Susan, the kiss, I said, "Goodbye, my love, but I want to see Jeff to get back what I did, revenge for killing my parents and nearly killed me. I love you, Susan, but I cannot see after I die. I'm sorry about this." He was going to stab, but no, I did not. I would not become Jeff. Susan begged to forgive me, to go to my old home affected me. I said, okay, Louis, I love you, and I know that being so close to death can affect. Go home. He kissed me, ordered a taxi, went home. I went to bathe. Wait, what? I don't get this. As I bathed, I remembered all the times I spent with my family. Mum, Dad, my childhood with Jeff, the pranks we did, everything we had together, the joy of having my family close by. I began to mourn, but the sound of falling water drowning my sobs, so it did not matter. The first night was somewhat traumatic for me. In my nightmares, I could see Jeff as he was before the accident being brutally murdered by the new Jeff, then turned to face me and said, Louis, why did you not go to sleep like I asked? Woke with a terrible fright. Susan ran to my room. I said, what happened to you, Louis? Are you okay? Replied, yes, it was just a nightmare, do not worry. The next day, on awakening, I felt a scent that does not enjoy much was the smell of freshly made pancakes. I went to the dining room and there was Susan, preparing breakfast as Mum did. I said, good morning, sat down and started eating. How much time had passed since not eating pancakes made with love? Do not know, but the taste, it was so nice. I felt loved again, but happiness did not last long. I was going crazy every day that passed. Susan Mum reminded me more, so take a kitchen knife, ran to her room. She was ready to go out on a date with me. She looked so beautiful. I was not able to kill her, not like this, not without knowing how much he loved her, not without feeling love last time in his life. I loved her, but I was becoming crazier. Each time cost me more to live without. Stick a knife in the heart. Could not be so. I did not kill her, but there was no other option, or I thought.